Hello. Today is Tuesday, July 28th, and today is the first of my 3-day mini series, Race Matters Learn Why. Um, I'm so happy to have you join me today. I'll be doing this today, tomorrow, and Thursday of this week at 1 o'clock. My name is Carmen Wimberly Cawthon, and I want to share with you why race matters. My Black Life matters. It matters to me. It should matter to you. The browning of America is coming, and so if you're a business person, your business is going to have to deal with race. You might not have wanted to in the past, but you're going to have to do it now. Um, People are looking to see who believes that race matters, who believes that their black and brown lives matter. And so I'm going to talk about some situations that show that in the past, black lives have not mattered. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we have always thought of ourselves as a progressive city. But when you look back at the history of the city, you see that the progress was not necessarily for those who are with black and brown skin. Just this, in the last 2 weeks, we have our city council has appointed a black woman to the city council. It's the first black woman, black female, who has ever been a part of our city council. And for the first time since 1973, we have had the first time with two black people on the city council at the same time since 1973. Uh, that's not progressive. That's not progressive at all. And so those are the kinds of places and things that we have to look at where we talk about systemic racism uh, that was built into the fabric of the city. When when people are districted, when redistricting occurs, there is a twofold uh, there's a twofold thing that happens. One is, yes, the people who weren't represented get represented, but it also, because you've compacted that area of people, you also have a harder time getting people of color, people who are brown and black like me, elected in other areas. So it tends to chop down as the population grows the number of people of color that you can get for representation politically. One of the things I had said earlier or last night that I was going to talk about today was how if you're not from Raleigh and you don't know the history of Raleigh, you don't know that from the area where the Red Hat Amphitheater is, which used to be a Chevrolet company, all the way out to the Beltline or I-40 was the black business and residential sector when I was growing up in the 60s and 70s, and even to the early 80s. But as in most cities and towns, as the transportation systems grew, as the interstate highways were coming through, or as highways were coming through, they didn't go through the white parts of town where people had money. They went through the black parts of town and took that property and took it by eminent domain or didn't pay people well for it. And they would wipe out the black communities and take that area and put in a road. So in the city of Raleigh, that road is Western Boulevard and Martin Luther King Boulevard. But all of that area was churches and houses and businesses. And when I was growing up, that was Black Raleigh. Black Raleigh is now scattered. So there are systemic things that are woven into the fabric of our cities and towns and country that take away uh, places and power that black people have had in order to create things that are for the majority. Not that the minority is not using those things, but we have to recognize, we have to go back and look. So go look in your towns and cities and see where the boulevards are or the streets are that go from one side of the town to the other. See, look in the history. Look at and find out. Talk to the elders. Find out what used to be there. What was there before this street came through. See if there was a community that was destroyed. It has happened all around our county, and definitely has happened in Raleigh. So that was all I was going to talk about today. Was a little bit about what has happened in Raleigh that has changed the dynamic of our city, that has changed the fabric and the fiber. Um, Anytime that you see me, you will see that there are um, you'll see pictures of history and legacy behind me, because we build on the backs of the legacy that we come from. And if we don't know our history, we are either doomed to repeat it, or we haven't learned valuable lessons for how we can move forward. I want to move forward. You need to move forward. So look at your history. Look at your history. It doesn't matter how old you are. There are elders who know still around, who know some stories that they can tell you, and that will explain some of the things that have happened and will give you a better basis for where to go forward. Race matters. Learn why. If you have questions, if you want to talk to me some more, my email is racematters, the number 4, me, RACEMATTERS, the number 4, ME, at gmail.com. I'll be at the end of Thursday. I will be ready to share with you some information about race matters and race and how it matters in different sectors of society. There are things that you need to know, and the only way you will learn is if somebody will tell you. I am here to tell you. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you at 1 o'clock again tomorrow. Take care.